Hey everyone, welcome. Um, I realize I'm here a day late and a dollar short for the portal was yesterday for the 4-4 portal. Um, yeah, no real explanation for it. Just life was busy and I thought I had a plan to make it happen, but it really didn't work out. And also it's been really strange. I was like really grumpy yesterday. So I don't know if the card read would have been good or not. So we're gonna do it today, right now, right here live. I thought about recording this, but it just seems like the lives work perfectly well. So we'll just keep doing them. Sorry, I got a lot of smoke coming in here. Lots of kapal. Must need lots of saging and smoking right now. Before we get into the cards, let's talk a little bit about this April upcoming month. We're gonna read quite a bit of cards just to see what the overall theme is, because even today as I record this, just so much is going on out in the world. It's Friday the 5th of April, and it's like all I can say intuitively is this weekend coming up leading up to the eclipse on Monday. It's like I feel like it's going to be disclosure central. Like there's so much stuff just bubbling up to the surface to be discovered. A lot of us that have been following the stuff for a long time, we know a lot of this stuff already, so it's not going to come as huge shock and surprise. But it's I'm seeing it gear up as a bombardment this weekend, because I feel like there's certain information we have to be privy to before the eclipse happens on Monday. So, speaking of that, Monday I'll be going live, hopefully right during the time of the eclipse. I think it's about noon or something here in my time space. So I'll be doing that, and we'll just hang out and we'll do it. And that really got me itchy. Really do. We'll just hang out in real time and see what's going on and read some cards. So if you happen to be around and you want to join live, well, I'll go live probably around, I'll put the time up on Facebook and Instagram if you are following me there. And if not, you can always subscribe to the channel and then turn your notifications on and it will tell you when I'm going live. But I'm pretty sure it's around 12:38 or something like that. So I guess I could check. That would always be, helpful. But yeah, we'll just see. I just in general, April is going to be a pretty big month. So hang on, eclipse time. Mountain Standard. 12:43. And ending at 1:38. So yeah, quarter to 1 Mountain Standard Time on Monday. I'll be here live. I'll probably try to stay alive for the whole hour. We'll just see. I'm sure nothing's gonna happen immediately at that point. But also it's gonna be a good check-in, because we're gonna know what a lot more of what's going on and where we're headed for April. So it'll be interesting to do these cards today and see what they come up with, and how that shifts or changes or, is different throughout the month. So just generally in talking too, like the 4-4 portal yesterday, again, these portals, as we're heading into all of this stuff, full moons, new moons, eclipses, everything are going to be definitely more heightened in their energy, because we're just bringing more and more energy in. So the nice thing about the 4-4 portal is 4s in angel numbers represent mastery of manifestation. So it's just, April is a good month for us to it's come up in the cards previous to this. It's our time to start manifesting the way we want to see this new earth shape up, right? And again, yes, we are still dealing with the old as it's slowly dying out and changing form, and transmuting that energy. That work is all still being done and needs to be done. But April is also a month for us to start really keying into this manifestation process. Um, and again, what we want to see in the world. Okay, let's just get one overall card for the entire month of April. We'll do a couple of those and then we'll really get into it. And we won't do like week by week because I go on and do those on Mondays anyway. And also like energy always shifts and changes. So yeah, it's that one. It's the funny, it didn't jump out. It just wouldn't come. It didn't move out of my hand. The High Priestess, which is, I lift the veils of ignorance and darkness. Yeah, isn't that the truth? This is what this eclipse is doing too, right? You can see it out there right now. It's like stirring the energy up, like just like boom, 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 boom. Like things are just coming out of the, and we knew this time was going to come and that it would, you know, it would be like the drip, 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 drip. And then, you know, the down wall would have a crack so big in it, it would just flood the information. So I feel like the flood is definitely imminent. And I just want to say about that is like, if you've been following this channel for a little while and listening to my reads, it's like the key piece of that is to stay out of fear, right? Again, there's lots of stuff that's information that's going to be coming in, and we need to keep our like learn it, integrate it, and then let go what's not working for us and transmute any dark energies that are coming up. That's our job. That's why we came. That's why they call us light workers, is we're here to take that energy that is no longer serving us, which in this case in the world is this really lower frequency, dark energy that's kind of been ruling the roost for the last like 2,000-3,000 years, whatever you want to put. And now that's all being taken away. And like the truth is coming ignorant. The ignorance part of this card is the truth is all coming out. And our job is to discern, right? Discern is the big one. What is true? What is not? What resonates? What resonates and keeps us in heart consciousness and Christ consciousness. And then those lower energies that are not serving us, the planet, the universe, source, they need to be transmuted into something better or just dissolved completely. So this is why we came. This is almost what I should have called this video. I don't even remember if I gave it a title. I just called it the energy read. But we're heading into this golden age. That's why the 4s on the title or the thumbnail are gold, because we're heading into the portal of this golden age. But we don't take through this low energy stuff with us. It has to be transmuted, dissolved, etc., etc. So I feel like April is like the month where we're you know, it's still a little bit of a drip, drip, drip in terms of that it's not going to inundate us with so much stuff that we can't handle. But it's like, but be doing the work. So as the energy comes in, make sure it's working for you. If it's not, dissolve it out of our lives or transmute it into something that works for us. So that being said, like I know some of you are probably out there going, well, how do I do that? And basically, I feel like we're new babies heading into this new earth, right? We have all these new things that we didn't know. But as we go through that portal, it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, I suddenly know how to transmute this energy. And it's not like a question of how to do something. It's just that we're able to do it. So, sorry. I don't usually wear a scarf, but like, I don't know if it's ascension symptoms or what, but I'm like breaking out in like crazy, I don't even know what they are. Anyway, but I also started a bit of a detox protocol, so that probably also is like pushing stuff out of my body. Maybe right before an eclipse wasn't the time to do that. Oh, funny. And then we get for the overall, we got the time card. I want to make sure you can see this one. Hang on. Why can't I do this again today? There we go. Um, so yeah, April, it's time. That's what this card's saying. There's that new the sun and the moon in equal balance. Um, and there's that new little baby ready to be born, already born. The goddess is in there too, right? Um, that's definitely there's a rise, particularly in this last couple of weeks. There has been a rise in the energy of the divine feminine. Finally, like to the point where it's not just like I feel like this is a terrible analogy, but it's been like when if you've ever watched a baby or even an animal, dogs, whatever, cut a tooth, right? Sometimes that new tooth will come out and then it will disappear for a little while and then it'll come out. And it kind of takes sometimes a couple times to fully grow in. And I feel like that's sort of what's happening with us, in particular, both the divine, I can't speak, divine feminine and divine masculine energy, is that when we have that balance, we're in unity, like the card from the last video. It's it's getting there though, because we've had these surges where like divine masculine was over the like, and I'm talking over the last year for sure, when the energy would come in, the divine masculine was like right up there and ready to go, and we're like, here it is, hooray! And then, blah, 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 and then it fizzled out for a while, and there was nothing. And then the divine feminine would come in really strong for like a month or so, and then they never really they both like would come close to meeting, but never quite integrating. I think what's happening now is like the divine masculine's just starting to come up. But right now, for sure, the divine feminine is really coming in. And I think this maybe, just given the signs of the times, is that it's time and this fully comes in this time, right? Sun and moon too, right? Like that's masculine and feminine energy. So this eclipse is the meeting of the two, right? Or I realize it's about covering one of them up, but they finally are the two ships that pass in the night, right? But this time they have a nice encounter for totality for at least, well, 3 minutes, but who knows, right? Who knows with what everything's being said, what's actually going to happen and transpire that day. So yeah, it's just interesting. April is just about its time. All right, now let's do some portal cards. Let's do 3 portal cards to tell us about what the portal of this 4/4 is all about. So yeah, even though you probably, whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter. And I'm like obviously a day late getting the information to you, but I want that one. But that's okay, because like I said, the energy carries on both sides, and so it just, when you're hearing this is when you're meant to hear this and when you're meant to use the information. So, okay. This portal, once again, this 4/4 is all about, we got this in the last read too. So yeah, it's coming through really strong. The sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. Yeah, that's interesting. So basically, we've just had 2 cards confirm it now that April is the month of the divine union of the masculine and feminine. So, yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, sacral chakra is about that. Like when you're at your healthiest in your sacral chakra is when your internal masculine and feminine energy is in complete balance. So that is what this portal is about and what April is all about. We also got, the Anunnaki light codes for this portal, energetic shift, new information. I think there's going to be a lot of new information from this day forward. And the end of a cycle. So that's good. The end of the old is officially happening. We're moving into new ways of doing things. Yeah, it's the time we've been talking about, the time we've been waiting for. I always say this with a little hesitancy, though, because I'm like, I've been talking about this for 4 years, and it was always like, oh, this is it. Oh, this is it. So I'm sort of like, I don't want to say, I'm just apprehensive. I'm like, I'd rather just wait and see it happen with my own 2 eyes this time, but from everything I'm picking up and every sign I'm seeing, it's like, this is definitely it this time. Again, it's an energetic shift, like it says in the cards. So some people are gonna be tuned into it and some are not. Like there was always gonna be a few waves of this ascension process. So it just feels like this one in particular, probably and particularly for those who've been like, I don't want to say doing this a long time, but are just like got themselves to a certain point. Like you could have woke up like 2 years ago and you're already at that point, right? Or just this year. So it's okay. Like I'm not saying it's about how long you've been doing this. It's about like energetically where we're at. Like I think some people are gonna like go through this really well and feel it and it's and understand everything that's happening. And then there's just unfortunately souls that haven't quite woken up yet. They're still learning. They're still, I mean, but the problem is with all this energy coming in, they're having to learn at an accelerated rate. So yeah, it's just like everybody's going to feel this one different. But for me, I'm like, okay, this is finally the one we've been talking about. Okay, we also got the Sword of Light in there, which is divine protection, cords cut, and breakthrough energy. Yeah, this is a card not just for, if you're listening to this, like I said, I think you're probably already at a point where you're like, okay, I hate saying it's a little further ahead, but it's just at a point where this energy is more understandable to us. The Sword of Light comes in always, just once again, just to confirm, we are protected through this. Like, don't panic. Oh, Sam's going to join us. He doesn't usually like to come in here. We are protected through all of this, so don't panic. We're divinely protected in this process. Cords are being cut. The breakthrough energy, I think, is for the new people that are just coming online and will come online with this energy that's coming in. I'm just going to close this door because, well, that didn't work. The last card we got for April for the portal or the overall portal thing is Stars Aligned, Remembering Home, and Soul Family. So again, kind of came up in that last reading too for the week that we're slowly coming out of that phase of doing that inner work and kind of going about it solo, and we're starting to come in, being called back into our soul family and our groups to continue working. Actually, one of my friends drew some cards yesterday on the portal, and it was about the ants. So coming together to work together. So I think that's definitely a very strong theme for this portal, is starting to open that door again. Sorry, I need a glug of water there. I literally glugged that. Okay, so that takes care of that. I have so many cards here. I just have to like decide what we're doing. Okay, let's just look at, we're just going to ask overall for April what we need to be looking at kind of for ourselves, and these guys are showing out for ourselves, and just like not really advice, but like what we're kind of needing to do. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, these go in a bit of an order here. Okay. Honestly, this is just the way these cards have come out for April are just telling me it's sort of like the work we've already been doing, and that that this is coming to fruition. So the first one we get is past life. This comes up as on the card as gifts and review. For me, this is about not just about past lives, but just that yes, past lives. Everything we've done, whether it was in this incarnation or others, has led to this moment. My ears ringing like really bad right now. Okay, everything we've done like all your lifetimes, everything has led to this moment. Um, so now our gifts are truly coming in. Our whatever abilities we have, our intuition, our so many things that have been, we've been lied to about that we are capable of as human beings. So, um, yeah, the month of April is discovering these gifts. Like, look at her face, and she's opened this mystery box. This is, I think, what April is all about, is opening the box and just and like when you get a gift, right? And it's like something like magical. So this month is about discovering those gifts and just being in like awe and like excitement about like what the gifts we're getting. Like it's amazing. So not being afraid of things, right? The next card, which order do I want to read this? I'll just read them and then we'll go. So premonition comes up, prophecy. So this is always twofold for me. I think this means for April that all these prophecies we've started to follow, like that are happening in our lives. Like sorry, like keeps feeling like someone touches my head. Drives me crazy. That's usually when spirits are around, and I'm just like, could you leave me alone right now? I'm a little busy. It usually happens when I'm doing a massage or something. It's pretty funny. Anyway, prophecy. So all the prophecies about this time are coming to fruition, and it is a good thing. This is also, again, about our gifts coming online, about us being more intuitive, about us watching for the signs and seeing the signs in everything, right? Like when you see, like on this card, it's a murmur of birds, right? When you see that, it's like there's there's something. Okay, that's why I got touched on the head by whoever that is. Is it's like there's something in all those signs. So make sure you're paying attention to them. Um, and the thing is like when you look at a bunch of birds, you can go Google, like, what does that mean? And it was 12 birds and 13 birds. The important part is us in this. What sit with it and don't Google it, because what if you pretend Google's not there? It may not be there in like next week. Who knows? We have to start learning to trust ourselves and our intuition and be like, what does that mean to me? And really, it's like when I'm reading these cards, like that is me using my intuition. I could read the book of like what someone's interpretation of these cards were. But I don't do that. I go off the word and the symbol, and then I reiterate to you what I feel it's trying to say. Um, so it's just saying April's a month where we have to start not just opening these gifts and being in awe of them, but using them because they're going to be needed um, as we head into creating this new energy, and that's coming up in this thing. So um, we also got bathroom, which is just, yeah, cleanse. I can tell, like, I'm still trying to detox. I was like, yeah. Anyway, I maybe picked the wrong time to detox, but that's a whole other story. Cleanse and clarify. That's it. That comes into to this whole psychic and intuitive ability that we're looking at for ourselves is make sure that you're saging, you're like, so when you receive some energy that you discern what you want to keep and what you want to leave and what you're trying to intuitively understand is make sure you're still cleansing out the old, right? So, or the lower energy, if it does come in, just make sure you're, however you do that, salt bath, saging. So that this is more of not like an internal physical body, human body cleanse. This is this, make sure you're doing the spiritual cleansing, because we're going to be detoxing a lot of past lives, old energy, shit. That's all I can call it, is shit energy that we've been hanging on to for probably decades and millennias and lifetimes. So just like make sure you're doing the things on the spiritual cleanse level, right? So saging, like I sit with incense at least like one time a day and just like this, use it for readings, but sometimes if I'm just meditating, I'll just be enjoying the essence, but allowing it to cleanse me, to smudge myself, to like smudge the energy and clear it. So I think that's more what that means, is just make sure you're doing your due diligence with your energetic cleansing over this month too, because like we said, like we're transmuting a lot of negative energy, and you don't want, like, I think yesterday that's kind of what happened, because I started a physical cleanse thing, and then there was a whole bunch of like low energy attachment that went as well. That's why I was so grumpy and not, the weather sucked yesterday too, so that didn't help. Never helps me. I hate gloomy. I don't mind snow and blue skies, but gloomy is just like I have a hard time pulling myself out of that one. Problem solving also came up. Resolution. Yeah, it's just like it's just like the universe saying, it's okay. Like, you're working this all out. Don't worry. Like, the end is in sight. The resolution is in sight. Um, just keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, like, I think most of us are doing that already. And then we got the ultimate card for this portal, and this is for this month, is continuing daydream. Daydream is the manifestation card. I mean, there is a manifestation card in there, but making sure imagination, allow your mind to wander, quiet time. Make sure those are like coming into you almost daily. Like, it should be, even if if you don't do prayer, meditation, mantra, daydream. Like, again, that manifestation, do a vision board every day. Um, or find a video that inspires you about like like what a utopian world looks like, or whatever it is, but like spend that time raising that our, that frequency of vibration, and starting to like put in place what this new life looks like, and in the most, like, obviously positive manner that we can. All right. We're gonna do 3 of these. And then, yeah, I'm just kind of winging it. I had sort of a plan, but not really. It'll be a little bit longer for this portal, but because it is for the overall month too, right? I have a feeling though, like I'm gonna have to stick to like definitely the Monday updates, because I feel like the energies are gonna be shifting like so much all the time, that like anything we read here it'll still be true for the month, but that there's just so much information is going to come in that it's like, now you have to, okay, now pay attention to this. Now we're working on this. Like, yeah, we're going to be given lots of instructions, I feel, through April. So we got Joan of Arc first up. Sacred activist. Do not be afraid. Stand up for your beliefs. Yeah, in this current little 3D reality we're in, that is going to be required of us, because it just is. I can't get into the details of that, but you can see it happening. It's like the biggest thing that is happening on this planet. It doesn't matter which country you're in, is that there's a real challenge to belief systems, to the way you want to do things, how you govern yourself, and freedoms, etc., etc. Like, that's been the thing for the last 4+ years. So it is important though that we're not like just bypassing that and ignoring it. We do have to stand our ground. We do have to say no, right? Came up in my feed today. It was a perfect little meme, and it said, and then the people said no. The end. That no still has to be present. We're still in that 3D reality. It is required of us to stand up for ourselves and our beliefs. Right? Part of this whole year, though, has been you making sure you knew your belief system, and that you were, like really doing the true alchemy of self, which is know thyself first before you go and like try to shift anything. You have to know yourself. And we've been working on that. And hopefully you guys have been too. And it's just like, but part of this process is we're still here and we still have to stand up for ourselves. We also got manifestation vortex Horus. Belief, belief makes manifest. Thoughts attract and create. Yeah, this can be a better thing for March. That is exactly the thing. And so this is because this is exactly what we're saying. It's not just about us knowing our belief systems and standing up for them. We have to like be doing the work to manifest, because there is low energy trying to break this down and make it not happen. They do not want this to happen. We have got to do this work. Like, this is why you came. Honestly, you didn't come to get your dream job and your dream house and your dream husband and wife or whatever it is, and kids and family. That's all part of it. But that's, that's not the big reason we came here. We have a big energetic job to do. And most of you by now are getting the calling. And so start doing the work. Again, the key with this one that was coming up is that whole thing about is really staying out of the fear. Because I know, like, everything, if you can get so sucked in out there that it's like, oh my God, it's, this is what's happening in my country. There's a degree that we have to stand up for ourselves and say no, but then we don't want to get inundated with it where we're so in the fear that we're missing our opportunities to do our manifestation work. It is a bit of a delicate balance. We've been talking about balance the last couple of weeks, so it's just being mindful of it, and it's being mindful of the big thing they're saying again is staying out of the fear, because some of the stuff like is going to be nuts. It's already nuts, but we're going to go to the brink on some of it where it's really going to be like that moment of like, are we going to make it through this? Like, is humanity like ready to make it through this? So it's about keeping our head and not getting into this low energetic vibe. And then, like, we don't have to keep constantly starting over on this journey. We want to keep where we are and then go higher and not let anything distract or disturb that. Okay, we also got Isis, which is reclaiming magic. Claim back your power and what is rightfully yours. That goes along with the standing up for your beliefs. 100%. It's like the reason that we believe we're so little and we follow along with whatever we're told is because we have been lied to about how powerful and strong and energetic and magical, you pick which word you want. We've been lied to about all of that stuff. And now we're just like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm reclaiming my power. Reclaim your power. I know who I am. I know how magic I am. I know how, I know what my divine job is to come and do here. So no, I'm not doing what you say. I'm doing what I'm going to do. And that's the end of it. No, just standing up. All right, we also got the Atlanteans, which is evolution vibration. Yeah, we're in a big evolution right now. Legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. So yeah, April is going to just, we thought we were just going from 0 to 60, and now like they're like, let's try 110. It's going to be, things are going to move fast in April. Like, I feel like the time is going to feel like it's not moving as fast, which is kind of nice. As it has been, like the beginning of this year just felt like it's just like blink and it was April. What? This is going to, like, I feel like slow down a bit for us in terms of, catch our breath a little bit, but also just understand that like it stuff's just going to keep moving faster and faster and faster in terms of discovery, disclosure, all of that. Incoming energy, incoming abilities, accelerated. So just be prepared for that. And again, don't let it overtake you. This is a funny thing. I like the word legacy in there because that is like, this was always our destiny and always our legacy. We always knew this was going to happen. Um, it's just us understanding that this evolution is part of this process. We're part of this process. The technology one is interesting too, right? Because if you go back to the fall of Atlantis and all of that, was that it was a misuse of power. And when they say power, it wasn't just about like, it wasn't like the power that is controlled over us right now. It was the power that the entire collective community had that was working for the greater good. And it was like the technology they had, like, far surpasses anything we have now, which is really funny because we should have been able to keep that technology. But it's been hidden and controlled. And like the fall of Atlantis was like was when we fell into the control. So it's now time for us to rediscover all of that technology. We know how to use it because we've all been there. We already knew, like, we just have had these blinders on for 20,000 years or whatever it is. It's a long time. But that's it, right? Remember the beginning card. It's time, right? It's time for us to come into this and get this all back and stand up for ourselves and our power and the Isis energy. Reclaim your power. Where'd that go? Yeah, reclaiming magic, reclaiming power. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. This is a huge energetic concept. I've been to many retreats on how to do this. It's over the succession of like, 10, 15, 20 years. And so we're just like, now we're at the point where it's like, no, I'm a divine sovereign being and I call back my power and all my abilities. And it's funny, this scarf moves on its own. I'm watching that through the video. Anyway, and that's it. It's like, no, that time is done. We're heading into a new time. I call back all of my power, my magic, and I am ready to step up and use it for good, right? We're going to use this for good. There's no more using this to control, manipulate, deceive. That time has come and gone. Well, it's almost come and gone. I think that's also like the interesting thing about the eclipse, right? Is that it's like the dark and light. I want to call it the switch over to the light. Like, I think that's why this event is so significant energetically, is that it's finally like the dark. We're coming out of the dark for good this time. That's easy. Okay, so I'm going to use these cards every month. These are the fairy tarot, but they always have like seasons on them. So I'm going to use it as kind of looking ahead, if like what's coming up basically this month and then beyond for the rest of the year that we need to know about. So that's a big chunk of like 20 cards. This is a much bigger deck. It's hard to get through. Okay, let's see here. What's coming up past April and beyond? There we go. Oops. Oh, we're getting all summer cards so far. Nice. Oops. I think these two. These two. It's on the bottom. No. Okay. Oh my God, we got all summer cards. So obviously we didn't get any spring cards, so it's not heading into any sort of spring. We won't see this. We might see tricklings of it through April and then heading into the summer, which is great because we love summer. 7 of summer is up first. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Remember, making no decision is a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. All right, so what this is saying, this is about truly accepting. Look at that rainbow beaming out of her hands. Ugh, there. Yeah. So by summer, really, we need to be really stepped into our power and fully accepting our new reality as magical. Look at, like, if you can beam out rainbows, come on. And create crystals and let's go. Let's do that. So yeah, so making sure just if you're still in that space by summer, what I think what we're being encouraged is to do it right now, right? To start now, start reclaiming power, start using your magic, start bringing it all back. Um, if it gets to the point of summer though, and you're still there, you got to make a decision. Like, okay, we got 10 of summer as well. So an emotionally fulfilling life with family and friends, raising children wisely, and people you can trust. You know what? That's awesome. By this is our soul tribes in our communities. So by summer, like coming into these groups of caring for the community, our friends, family, children, definitely fully in by summer. So I would say April, May into June is like that's what we're working on. This is what we're working towards. So we also got the princess of summer, gentle, sensitive, kind. A new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Yeah, this is also just about not just like our current friends, family, and soul group, but new people coming into that soul group. So be on the lookout for them, right? We're attracting them right now, and so, and like as more people wake up, they're gonna need someone to to like look up to or hold their hand or so start to, pay attention um, to new people coming into your thing. And as long as they're resonating with you and all of that, it's time to invite them into our communities and our soul tribes. King of summer, we also got honorable, devoted, mature, warm hearted. A romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. Isn't that funny? It's all about like that community coming together. So, as much as we don't like to like, I know the king and the masculine influence. It's like we don't, that sort of leadership hasn't worked for us in this. I mean, we've had to do it, but it hasn't. So I'm not saying this is like just a masculine energy, but this is like it might even just be for you once you've balanced your masculine and feminine energy, is that the call is there to also lead, so, and bringing the group together. So um yeah, just there's those people out there that are like ready to help and be there, and man, does this thing slide around and jump. Anyway, yeah. So all four of those cards though were like strongly like I think which word did it repeat? Cultural, collective. Yeah, it's just about starting to create our communities of like-minded souls, social events, friends. Like it's about developing these new connections, and putting our, you know, soul tribes together and coming together by summer. It's perfect. All right, I'm gonna do one. We're gonna end. We're gonna end with one card from the Spirit of Aloha, just because, again, that's the community card, right? The Spirit of Aloha. Oop, that's the one. Um, okay. Or do I want three of these? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So just overall for April, we got rise to meet challenges, look up, aspirations ahead. This is just spirit saying, you guys, it's happening. um, there's going to be challenges along the way. This was never going to be easy, but victory was assured. Just remember that. So the victory to the light, it's already happened. Um, but rise to meet the challenges. Look up. Look up. Just look up and understand. Like believe this. It's going to be okay. Aspirations ahead. Aspirations are like all these wishes and dreams and everything we're trying to bring to fruition, is coming true. So, yeah, instead of looking down, which for me is like when we're getting involved in the muck and the mire of all the crap going on out there, we still have to stand up for ourselves, right? We still have to be like, nope, and I am doing this, and this is me. Um, but try not to be looking down into it all of April, because all of the answers are up. Look up, because they'll tell you, like that movie, don't look up, don't do it, don't do it. And it's not there if you don't look at it. And it's like the reason they're doing that is because they don't want you to see it, but it's there and it's happening. And if you're meant to see it and you're meant to help bring it in. So bring it in. All right. We're going to use 3 of the Christ consciousness cards to finish the month of April. Yeah. Okay. Okay. First up. Nope. First up. We got the tethered and caged, break free, right? The light. Here comes the light pouring in. Again, it's that what I just said. If we're looking down and feeling trapped and caged is a good word, and we're not looking up, look at the light coming in. It's like we are not a prisoner of this anymore. It feels like that sometimes. It feels like we can't make that change, but we can. You can. And the thing is, break free. It's time. It is time to break those chains. That is enough. And then focus your gaze from here, where we're told this is as far as we can go. This is what you can do. This is all you can do. You're just in a little meat suit. You're gonna live, work 9 to 5 every day, for X amount of years, and you're gonna pay your taxes, and you're just gonna do what we say. You can do nothing else. You're just this meat suit, and there's nothing else. No. Break the chains and look up. Look up. That's all I'm going to say. Start to look up. The next card we got is prayer, contemplation, and connection. This is really critical right now. This is part of the looking up process, right? What are we also looking up to, right? Hopefully it's to source, to what we truly are, our connection in the universe. All the magic is up. Contemplate and meditate, and make that connection back to source, because that's where we're all eventually returning anyway, right? Or that's the energy we want to bring in. All right. And the last card, I love this. This is the perfect way to end, is song. Celebrate and express yourself. Again, this is about the moving into community. And it's like, we've now stood up for ourselves. We're not taking any more crap. We're not locked into the old timeline and lower energy. We're great. We've broken free. We're looking up. We're singing. We're inviting. We're celebrating. And we're bringing everybody together. That's what April's all about. Just a tiny thing. Anyway, so this energy is starting to roll. Yes, it's not going to fully be into fruition until summer, according to the cards, but it is moving like that one, the Atlantean, at an accelerated pace. So buckle up, buttercups. It's just time, and we gotta go. Anyway, so that is the month of April. That was actually really good. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I will be back live on Monday, April 8th. For the eclipse. We'll start at 12:45 and go the 1 hour of totality or whatever. I won't see it here, so if you're out and get somewhere where you get to see it, awesome. Yeah, look up. Look up, child. Hey. I'm going to put that as the song on this one. Although I think I had a song for it already, but look up, child. Hey, that song's by Lauren Daigle if you want to go listen to it. Anyway, I don't know how much you can sing, but I'm sure you don't want to listen to me keep singing. Anyway, I don't know all the words, but I can't play it. So anyway, yeah, go listen to that song. Look Up Child by Lauren Daigle. And we'll see you on Monday for the eclipse. Take care of yourself over the next couple of days. Have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Start to bring in this new energy by by just being like present, aware, and loving every second of it. Okay. I love you guys. Take care of yourself.